Did you ever play with Polly Pockets as a kid?
I think I had like an extra one that my sister had left, and like I don't know. I never had one, no, but I had
Mm.
one that didn't have like pieces in it, and I remember having like a boy version. It
Oh, you
wasn't
just
Polly
had the
Pocket
pop.
for boys.
You just
It
had
was
the
like,
thing.
yeah, I
Like
just had
you
the
had her
thing for
the
Polly
house,
Pocket.
but
Yeah,
no
her little
Polly.
clam house. Like we're doing this thing,
Interesting.
her little cancer house.
Yeah.
um, and and I had this other like boy version. It wasn't like a Polly Pocket brand. I don't even remember who was in the little. Maybe it was a Ninja Turtles Polly Pocket. Actually, it was like a little Ninja
Oh.
Turtles version of that. Um,
I just saw
but yeah,
Ninja
no, I never really
Turtles
played it.
too. The
Did you?
movie.
Yeah, that one's kind of coming back and forth, like Spider-Man. And like
Y-
they did a new one, and then they're
Yes.
doing another new one.
Yeah, that one's cute. That one's cute. I actually that I liked it.
Yeah. Did you play
Okay.
with Polly Pocket though?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You loved
I
her.
and Polly Pocket was, I'm going to be really honest with you, really easy for me to convince my grandparents to buy me because it was cheaper than a
Mm.
Barbie doll. Like Barbies at the time,
Ah.
even in the 90s, I would I would guess that like, I mean, I didn't want bad Barbies. So any Barbie that I wanted was like $30 probably. Like that was like
Ah.
the price point for a good Barbie doll in the 90s.
Mm.
Where a Polly Pocket, you could get a Polly Pocket for like $14, and I
Mm. Mm-hmm.
as a Virgo child knew that at like the age of 7. Like I knew that the price point did make a difference to my grandparents. So I could very easily convince them to buy me a Polly Pocket. A Barbie
Right.
doll took a little bit more work.
And there's a
Um,
little bit like less snobbiness attached to Polly Pocket. I feel like if you have a
yeah,
good Barbie or a bad Barbie, it's kind of obvious. But if you have a good or a bad Polly Pocket, it's more
there's
just like more
less.
pieces to play with, I
A
guess. I don't
hundred
know.
percent. I mean, I did. Yeah, of course, going back to me being an only child for a lot of my life, I did have an entire Polly Pocket theme park. So she could, yeah, it was like an entire land. It
How
was,
big was
could not
this?
fit in your pocket. Yeah, it was
Okay. Yeah.
probably the size of my computer, so like 13 inches across, and you could put
Mm.
Polly could go in like a boat, she could go like on a little lake ride,
Wow.
she could go on
Was
a
it real
Ferris
water or like
wheel.
fake water that you
No,
just
it was
scooped
fake
the thing
water that
through?
she just
Okay.
like was across, like would walk, you know,
That's
you could
fun.
move her. It
Hmm.
had like a dial so that she would like skim across.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, it was
Okay.
fun. It was great. And like obviously I remember it very vividly. So it
Mm.
was a fun toy.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember when my a family friend of ours immigrated from Cuba when he was like, literally, he came to the United States as like a 4-year-old, and he stole my Polly Pocket. It was a pool one that I had that I'd gotten in Miami. We'd gone to Miami for, you know, being Cubans. We had gone to Miami for a vacation, and I got it there, and it was like a Polly Pocket, like public pool. And he stole it from me, and I was
It's
so
really
mad
funny,
about
a
it. And then now I
public
look back and I'm
pool.
like, this kid had nothing. Like,
Yeah.
like you know
No,
what I
he
mean?
probably was I mean, if it was private and it kept him to himself, or if it was something that he could share, like that was the best toy in the neighborhood.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
no, his
exciting.
dad was like a complete asshole. So I'm assuming he like had to hide it from his dad. Like
Wow.
he was not allowed to play with that Polly Pocket.
So
Like
you've healed your inner child, forgives him.
absolutely. I forgive. It's the generous adult side of me has been like, he needed your one Polly Pocket. You had
Yeah.
20. I legitimately had
Yeah.
a backpack full of them. Like it wasn't,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm okay
Well,
with it. I've let it go.
something I don't really know about Polly Pocket, but maybe you'd resonate with this a lot is
Yeah.
what Lena Dunham said about in a Variety interview. She said Polly Pocket was responsible for countless hours of childhood escapism for me. Polly gave me a tiny world of magic and autonomy to narrate. So it's pretty poetic to be tackling these same ideas now as a director. It made me
Yeah.
really like her. I was like, oh, that's cute.
It is about imagination. Like it is about being able to like create your own little world where you were the star of it. You didn't have to like
Yeah.
kowtow to like your dad or like male point of view.
This wave of Barbie bringing us into Polly Pocket movies and like kind of sending us in makes me think like, why is Lena Dunham the one who's like like leading this revolution
Like
a
Greta
little bit?
Gerwig
She's not
is
leading, but
Greta Gerwig's the linchpin, and Greta Gerwig grew up in Sacramento, and where when we get things from Lena Dunham and starring Lily Collins, I'm not here to say Nepo baby shouldn't exist. I am here to say that we buy a lot of things from Nepo babies. That's
And remember that.
we have to we have to take that into consideration, that again, going back to everything that you are consuming has a message. So how are you curating the messages that you're letting into your psyche? What are you doing about that? And if you're only ever taking in content that is shaped by highly affluent, highly like, you know, celebrity focused upbringings, like that's Lena Dunham's viewpoint. She, you know, you mentioned it before we started recording. Like, I'm not saying don't buy Kylie cosmetics, but just know that she's never ridden Southwest
she doesn't know what
Airlines.
it's like to be on Coach.
Yeah.
Or like
but you do.
And that shapes a lot.
That shapes your perspective. So don't you want to see stories that either, I understand that we want to see stories we can aspire to. I get that. That is also important in the manifestation process of your life. Like I understand aspirational images, but we also need mirrors. We need mirrors to shape our viewpoint. Like that's Blue Beetle, another fucking superhero, but Blue Beetle is coming out. And it's like the first like Latino superhero. Right. Yeah. And that's like that's the first thing that's coming up, that they're like, oh, this might unseat Barbie from the #1 spot at the box office. Because and I kind of went into it, like it's not the same as Black Panther, because like Latinos are not unified in that perspective, and you know
that's a really interesting point.
It is not the same, where we'll be like, well, that I don't know what he is, but I know he's not Cuban, so Cuban people will be like, he's not Cuban, so I don't care. And I'm like, but we do have threads. We were all colonized by the Spaniards. Like there are some commonalities there for sure. But it is different. But it's just interesting, right? Again, like I'm not like fuck Nepo babies. I'm just like, we need to consider.
We have to know who these people are. And like Lena Dunham is an adult director, and she's not a children's director. And the show Girls was sexually and emotionally graphic. So I'm excited, but I'm also wary.
The experience of playing with a Polly Pocket, like what astrology sign, what zodiac vibes does that carry, if I'm thinking about it?
Well, I feel like maybe this conversation influenced me a little. You go first.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm just thinking through. I don't have a concrete answer. I was gonna be like, is it a Scorpio? Because it is. It's hidden in your pocket.
Hidden. It closes up.
And you put it away.
Oh, I like that. Who knows what's happening with those secrets? Yeah. Well, I was thinking, kind of jumping off of where we were with Dungeons and Dragons, and it's like a storytelling mechanism, and it seems very Virgo-y. It seems very like a lot more controlled too. Like Barbies are like, I have a Barbie, you have a Barbie, let me tell you what your Barbie should do, but I don't have to listen if I don't want to. But Polly Pocket's like, they're all doing exactly what I tell them to do.
That's actually like very fair. And I do think Polly Pocket is a Virgo, because it's neat, it's tidy, it can go in your pocket. Also, to your point, it does have a little bit of a Lego aspect, because there's like indentations where the Polly Pocket can stand. The Polly Pocket can't stand anywhere in the little thing. It has like places where she can stand. She like plugs in.
You have to like,
to little
it's
spots.
Really controlled. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Virgo. Okay, fuck.
It's a Virgo, yeah. But I do wonder what their like message is going to be. They can't just take feminism as a whole like Barbie did. It has to be something.